AEW former wrestler Jade Cargill is WWE signing a huge contract with World Wrestling Entertainment. She reportedly is going to be a part of the Monday Night Raw brand. Mr. Unger, as an avid watcher of AEW, inform me of, from what I hear, is a fascinating young lady. And how do you think she's going to do in the E?
It depends on how they use her, because she has all the talent in the world. But the problem with her in AEW is that she never got any legitimate stories or anybody that was like a true challenger to face her when she was going on her undefeated run as the TBS champion. So I could never really get fully invested into her. But she's got all the talent in the world. I love her finishing move, the Jaded. If Triple H can use her right, she's going to be really good in WWE.
No, this next one.
Here we go.
Broke my heart. Before we get into it,
on this day, I see clearly now.
Give me some time. Let me explain to everybody. Okay?
Woo!
May 9th, 2007 is a Friday night. My dad and my brother are sitting there watching wrestling. It's Friday Night SmackDown. It is a steel cage match for the World Heavyweight Championship between the Dead Man, The Undertaker, and the Animal, Dave Batista. That match ends in a draw. This big guy comes up. His name is Mark Henry. He destroys The Undertaker, leaves him laying dead in the middle of the ring. Next thing you know, all of a sudden you are dun, 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 and this guy with big, long, wavy, goldish blonde hair carrying a huge, large black briefcase comes to the ring. Michael Cole and JBL are screaming on commentary about how a sick piranha is going to steal the World Heavyweight Championship. And he goes for the cover, and he wins the World Heavyweight Championship, and he holds that big gold belt above his head. And I said, that's my favorite wrestler. What's his name? His name is, of course, Edge. And then I'm going to take in, I'm sorry if this takes more than 5 minutes. I gotta tell the whole story because I think it'll put a lot of context into this. I'm taking you to April 11th, 2011. It's the second Raw after WrestleMania 27, the night where the 11-year-old me bawled his eyes out when Edge was forced to retire as the World Heavyweight Champion. Fast forward 9 years, January 26, 2020, right before COVID, Edge makes return to the Royal Rumble, and I cry almost harder that night than I did in 2011. My favorite wrestler in the whole world is back. He's in the company he started with. He's going to finish his career on his own terms. He had a magical run for 3 years. Then he adds the match in Toronto, a great match with Sheamus. It's a perfect send-off for Edge to end his career. And then I keep hearing the rumors back and forth. Edge is probably going to All Elite Wrestling. And I said, no, that can't be. He can't go. He's a WWE lifer. He ain't going to go to that pissant company. He ain't going to go to that company signed by Tony Khan. He ain't going to go to that company that averaged 300 freaking thousand viewers on AEW Collision. And then Adam Copeland, who I will still call Edge, is All Elite. So,
yes, he is.
You're going to ask me, am I watching Dynamite? Am I watching Collision? I'm watching the Adam Copeland Edge, whatever you want to call him. I will always call him Edge, no matter what. I'm watching his segments, whether I tape it on DVR, whether I watch it on YouTube. I ain't watching full episodes of Dynamite and Collision. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. You ain't getting me back into the product. No way, Mr. Unger. You thought for just a second I was going to turn into an AEW fan. And let me explain to you why. It goes back to the theory I told you about maybe a year ago or so. There is way too much freaking wrestling on nowadays. We have Raw Monday nights. We have Dynamite Wednesday nights. You have SmackDown Friday, Rampage Friday, Collision Saturday, WWE Premium Live Event Saturday, AEW Pay-Per-View Sunday, potential NXT Pay-Per-View, NXT on Tuesday. Like, you cannot sanely watch with all these sports going on, all wrestling all the time. I'm still a WWE fan. I am still an Edge fan. I will check in on AEW occasionally, like I always do when Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson wrestles. I like checking him out. But I will say this. I respect the decision that Edge made. I understand why he wanted to go to AEW and his career with his best friend, Christian. And I truly believe, and I do mean this, Tony Khan actually did right. And Edge is the best signing, besides Bryan Danielson, AEW has ever made. Edge will bring eyes to the product. Edge will be a leader in that locker room. He will be the guy CM Punk was supposed to be. I don't know by television ratings, by metrics, how much he's going to draw. I don't think he's going to be that big of a TV draw. I don't think it's going to be that big of a difference in the ratings. But I do think it's going to bring in a huge morale boost to AEW. As you know, the last year has been completely turbulent.
Yes, it has. And on this day, I see clearly now. You think you know me. You have no idea. My friend Chris and I were down in my man cave watching Wrestle Dream on Sunday night, which it was a fantastic pay-per-view, by the way. There was only one bad match on the card, which was Eddie Kingston versus Shibata for the New Japan Strong and the Ring of Honor World Championships, but whatever. So Christian Cage beats Darby Allin for the TNT Championship in the main event. Nick Wayne turns heel, and Christian Cage is about to deliver the concerto to Sting. Lights go out. On the Titantron, it says, our special feature presentation. And you just see this guy pull up to a sports car. And I did not notice this before. On the road as he's driving, it actually said rated R. I completely missed that originally. And then I hear it. You think you know me. Chris and I went absolutely nuts. We lost our damn minds because the rated R superstar, which he can use that nickname because WWE did not renew the trademark. Looking back, probably a dumb decision by them. But Adam Copeland is all elite. Think about the matches we can get. Adam Copeland versus Will Ospreay. Adam Copeland versus Kenny Omega. Adam Copeland versus MJF. We can do Adam Copeland versus Swerve Strickland. Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage. You know that's the first match they're going to do at Full Gear probably for the TNT Championship. I could keep going. There are so many good wrestlers that you want to see Adam Copeland face in AEW. And I, as an AEW fan, I couldn't be more excited about it. Like, I try to watch every episode of Dynamite and Collision. And my God, this is going to be amazing. The way they brought him in, it was perfect. I wouldn't have changed it. I cannot be more excited. Here's the thing, though. In terms of WWE, it's been good. It's been better recently. So I'll give WWE that. Am I a bigger AEW fan? Yes, but I'm not dismissing WWE. Like, I'm still watching Raw. I'm still watching SmackDown. I'm going to watch Fastlane on Saturday, even though Fastlane right now looks like a B- show on paper. Some of the matches, I'm like, okay, that sounds interesting. Others, I'm just like, why? You know.
I got a quick question for you. How can you watch all that wrestling content with all the football content?
I know it's, I make it work.
Like we have lives, Josh.
I know. I'm not able to watch every single episode, obviously. Like, I wasn't able to watch All Out over Labor Day weekend because that was the same weekend as Sydney and Ben's wedding.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to watch Collision. Oh well, I went back and I'm able to watch it on demand, or I DVR them or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, you can do that to a certain extent. You know, there's some nights where you're not able to see it, but I just think with all the football, with all the basketball, it's going to be so hard to keep up with everything, which is why I have made the ultimate decision to DVR Dynamite and Collision, find Adam Copeland segments, watch them, and that's my extent of my AEW experience.
You know what? Even though you're never going to convert to AEW, which I understand, and I'm totally respect that. I'm not going to come on here and say you need to become an AEW fan or all this and that. I respect your opinion, but the fact that you're willing to watch it, at least the Adam Copeland parts, that's okay.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I'm not gonna not watch my favorite wrestler. Like,
right? I get that.
I mean, that's like I said. I mean, the thing I'm most sad about is he's not going to be in the new WWE 2K video game.
Yeah. But I do think WWE and AEW are both in good spots right now. You know, wrestling's never been better.
No, it was better in the 90s. It hasn't been better since we've been alive. But the 90s were an insane time. It was beating out Monday Night Football.
Sure, but you get what I'm saying, though.
In a way, yes. I'll tell you what. I know we're looking ahead a little bit, but you know where I'm looking at next?
What?
You know where Survivor Series is?
Boston?
Chicago.
No.
And you know where I'm going with this.
Yep.
Is it possible? There have been people pointing out on the internet, they have been doing a lot of CM Punk references on Raw lately, specifically in Seth Rollins' promos. Rollins Punk WrestleMania 40.
It would be an interesting thing to see CM Punk back in WWE. It sounds like Triple H and him have buried
the fences. It sounds like, by the way, Punk wanted to go back to WWE last year, and Tony Khan won him out of his contract, which who would have thought?
Yeah. That I do agree with you, with your overall statement. Adam Copeland, I think, is going to be a lot better for the locker room with AEW.
Oh, I think he's going to be great for AEW. I am actually happy for those wrestlers, and I'm happy for him. And I truly believe him when he said this. I truly believe it was a very hard decision. I actually think he thought in the back of his head he could have retired in WWE. But if Christian was still in WWE, he would not be doing this. This move was all about working with Christian. And obviously, as you mentioned, there's other dream matches he can get into. But if freaking Vince McMahon decided to re-sign Christian in 2021 to the thing he was washed, this would have never happened.
Oh, no, you're 100% right. There's a lot of pieces that had to be put in the right spot for this to happen.